Yo, bro, it's your boy Ivan. We're back with another one. Let me go back on Twitter. Hey, yo, your boy Ivan. Let's go react. I heard Stephen A. Smith been trending all day, and I saw the beginning, and I'm like, yo, I gotta react this on real time. I gotta document this because this is just beautiful. First, we get Cat Williams basically waking up a bunch of washed comedians from their fucking dungeon. And now we get Stephen A. Smith keeping it 1,000. So let's see what Stephen A. Smith got to say.
There's a few things going on in the world of sports that need to be addressed.
What's going on, Stephen? Tell me what needs to be addressed. Well, tell me. You're the only man we'll set with that big ass forehead. We still love you.
But on this particular day, they don't take precedent.
What's going on?
Instead, one would be Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And his situation with the Pat McAfee show. That's necessary.
And Jimmy Kimmel.
Because after all, I'm an employee for ESPN.
Yes.
The other would be a fat bastard that has gotten away for far too long.
Okay, hold on. I'm interested. First, we calling people fat, straight up. It's his show. It's not. This ain't ESPN. This is his show. So now we're going into a different way. I love 2024. Black man finally getting be like, hey man, can I say shit in my shit? So that's good, man.
Shit. You wanted some? Fine. I'm happy to give it to you. Piece of shit.
Okay, I love it. The POS. There's a POS alert. I haven't seen a POS. I'm glad we got into the word that Stephen A. Smith's keeping it more real than people. Hey, yo, what's going on, bro? Stephen A. Smith, you from Queens at the end of the day. Shout outs to Queens.
Go up next, right now.
They call him fat piece of shit. Okay, he cooking. They call him a fat piece of shit. Damn,
what's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you at the very least 3 times a week over the digital airwaves of YouTube. I am coming at you from our Los Angeles studios. I'm on the road, so obviously I won't be taking any phone calls today, but to be quite honest with you, I won't be taking any tweets either. I'm not in the mood. I just want to speak and I want to get out of here because I got better things to do with my time, but there's just certain things.
He said, my time, money. I'm out here doing charity for you, bitch ass nigga.
To get into. Before I do that, let me once again thank you all for showing me the bunch of love that you're giving me. Probably by the end of this show, I'll be up to 460,000 subscribers over the first 9 months of this YouTube channel.
Okay, good job.
Thank y'all enough for the love and
numbers is up.
Giving me, keep it coming, and I'm going to keep on coming. A little bit later on in the show, I almost never say his name, and that is the name of Jason Whitlock. He is a guy that has a show on Blaze TV. He is the person that I directly allude to as that fat bastard. He's a no good individual. Probably the worst individual I've ever had the displeasure of ever being associated with in any capacity. And I will address him in just a few minutes. All I will say is that the things that I'm going to say, please don't hold anybody responsible for it other than.
So you trying to say, hey man, this is me. This is not ESPN speaking for me. This is not Shannon speaking for me. This is not my mama speaking for me. This is not New York speaking for me. This is not the Knicks speaking for me. This is me as a personal man. He been attacking me, and I just fucking had it with the fucking attacks, with the bullshit, he's just a hater. He's on my dick.
Me. Nobody. I even took the liberty of calling my pastor to apologize in advance for what I'm going to say.
So he said, Pastor, I'm about to sin. I know now I didn't sin. I'm about to sin, Pastor. So throw some holy water on me because I'm waiting for this punishment.
That no good bastard.
Okay.
So I will address that in just a few minutes. And I'm not engaging in hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. The pastor's name is Pastor A.R. Bernard at Christian Cultural Center. You don't believe me? Call him an athlete.
He said,
I don't lie.
He said, where you go to church at? He told you, he told him, you know where I stay at, bitch ass nigga. Meet me in church, bitch ass fat nigga.
It's necessary for me because I'm the face of ESPN and obviously there's a lot of things.
Pop your shit, boy. Pop your shit. He said, I'm the face of ESPN. With this big forehead of mine, I run. You see this forehead right here? I got a $1 million insurance on this forehead, you heard?
That went on this week in regards to Pat McAfee and some of the news that he made with his show. And obviously Aaron Rodgers was one of those things. The other stuff that involved Pat McAfee and him calling out an executive and all of that other stuff, all I'm going to tell y'all is this. You don't have to mind your damn business, but I will mind mine.
Yeah. Yeah. There's risk that Pat McAfee could take as a white man, but ain't no way Pat McAfee gonna glide in the fire for Stephen A. Smith, and so should he. If the white boy wants to go from sports to raggedy, he already opened that door for that. Now, let me address you since we're doing raggedy. Since raggedy's going on, since we're going back and forth with fucking Jimmy Kimmel and talking about Jimmy Kimmel's a pedophile and all that shit and all that weird shit that nobody wants that on ESPN. You're bringing MAGA to ESPN. I get it. White people are the biggest population of the United States, so you kind of need to go with the masses. But is it right? I don't know. So let's go. Let me just let him cook.
Employee of ESPN for my day job. I don't discuss internal matters. That is none of my business. That is above my pay grade. Pat McAfee has his show. He's responsible for everything that goes on with his show. The executives that we answer to at ESPN, they're my bosses. And I'm not going to be stupid enough, irresponsible enough, immature enough to think about that I could talk about family business. I don't do that. That's not going to happen. So don't.
Ooh, I love it. Let's stand firm, you heard? We ESPN, bitch, man. Nigga, we not FF1. Man, I'm doing charity right now. He already told you. I'm the face of ESPN, nigga.
Ever. That's not how I roll. Having said all of that, Aaron Rodgers is a different matter because that's not necessarily an internal matter. That's a sports story. And Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show a little more than a week ago and made news talking about one of our other colleagues under the Walt Disney banner, which would happen to be Jimmy Kimmel. Aaron Rodgers obviously had a few things to say about Jimmy Kimmel because he doesn't particularly like him. If you watch some of the videos where Jimmy Kimmel was making fun of Aaron Rodgers during COVID, when he was making fun of Aaron Rodgers because of some of his conspiracy theories, these are the kind of things that rubbed Aaron Rodgers the wrong way. So when Aaron Rodgers had an opportunity to take a stab or a jab at Jimmy Kimmel, what was it that he said? He said, and I'm looking for it here because I want to make sure that I find the direct quote that Aaron Rodgers said about Jimmy Kimmel, but he basically talked about, popping bottles, to be quite honest with you. He said how, everybody was looking forward to the list coming out, et cetera, et cetera. Just reading from my notes here. He doubled down once he had said what he said about Jimmy Kimmel. He said yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, I don't have any apologies, not for that guy from ABC. That's what Aaron Rodgers says. And so subsequently the news came down that Aaron Rodgers would not be on the Pat McAfee show anymore during this football season. Whether that's a permanent decision or whatever, I don't know. Don't care. I support Pat McAfee from the standpoint that I think he's an incredible talent. I like the guy personally. He's straight up. He lets you know where he stands. He's unapologetic.
It's not sports. It's not sports. They told LeBron, shut up and dribble. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, shut the fuck up and retire, bitch ass nigga. You play one fucking game for the fucking Jets. We don't give a fuck about you, bro. You play one game for the fucking Jets. And now you know geopolitics. I'm with Kimmel in this one. Jimmy Kimmel had a nice answer back. I ain't gonna front.
About it. He don't give a damn who you are. Black, white, male, female. He don't give a damn. He's gonna let you know where he stands, and I respect that. As it pertains to the specificity of everything that's transpired, that's a different subject to it for another day.
Facts.
But when Rodgers on Tuesday had shot back at Jimmy Kimmel for making fun of him all of those months, in Rodgers' opinion, he said, I think it's impressive that a man who went to Arizona State and has 10 joke writers can read off a prompter. my education in JUCO and at JUCO and my 3 semesters at Cal, which I'm very proud of, has worked out for me, and I'm glad to see it's worked out for him. He said, but I wish him, as in Jimmy Kimmel, the best, but I don't give a shit what he says about me as long as he understands what I actually said, and I'm not accusing him of being on the list. That was Aaron Rodgers' retort to what Jimmy Kimmel had really, really lost it over. And what Jimmy Kimmel had really lost it over was Aaron Rodgers just saying that, you know, folks are not looking forward to that list coming out, and one of those people is Jimmy Kimmel. Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, being on the Jeffrey Epstein list. Okay, so that's really what it is. If you want to hear what Jimmy Kimmel had to say, just as a reminder, Aaron Rodgers has a very high opinion of himself. He genuinely thinks that because God gave him the ability to throw a football, he's smarter than everybody else. We learned during COVID somehow he knows more about science than scientists. A guy who went to community college, then got into Cal on a football scholarship and didn't graduate. Someone who never spent a minute studying the human body. He was an expert in the field of immunology. Aaron got 2 A's on his report card, and they were both in the word Aaron. That part was funny.
That was funny. That shit was hilarious.
All I'm going to say is this. Take Aaron Rodgers at his word. I thought that he was despite long, lengthy ramblings on the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday, I did believe and I did appreciate the fact that he came out and said, look, I'm not calling him a pedophile. I'm not alluding to it. I was just taking a shot at a guy that's taking a shot at me. And anybody that would want to sit up there and label him such a derogatory, or that's such a derogatory label towards him, just don't do it in my name. That's nonsense. I don't want any part of that. So I do appreciate him saying that. Yeah. But here's the reality of the situation. When Aaron Rodgers said what he said, it did allude to it. There's no escaping that. When he said what he said,
you gotta be specific.
You do have some wackos out there that would automatically assume that Jimmy Kimmel was going to be on the list. So because of that negative attention from the Epstein list that you brought towards Jimmy Kimmel, the least you could do would say, I'm sorry about that. That's not what I intended to do. I was wrong for doing that. You could have said it like this. I don't like him. I don't like him a little bit. And I don't give a shit what he has to say about me ever. But I went a bit too far there. And I was wrong. And left it at that. That's not what Aaron Rodgers elected to do. And as a result of it, it is what it is. He's no longer going to be on the Pat McAfee show for the remainder of this football season. Who knows whether or not he'll ever be back. And as a result, we go from there. As far as it pertains to people looking to give a shot to Pat McAfee, listen, Pat McAfee is his own man. Just like an abundance of people are their own man or their own woman working at ESPN. If I disagree with something you've done, so what? That doesn't mean I don't support you. One last time, so everybody understands this. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm very happy to have Pat McAfee at ESPN. Pat McAfee established himself with his own YouTube channel. He bet on himself years ago. He built a following amassing in excess of 2 million followers on YouTube. Okay, give the brother credit where credit is due. And there are people that don't want him to succeed, but there's a lot of people who do. And my only words to Pat McAfee is that as long as his show is on ESPN, anytime he wants me to come on, I'm happy to come on. He's been great to me, and I think he's going to succeed. And the one thing that I do feel compelled to address is these headlines about how his numbers and his ratings don't necessarily measure up to that of First Take. Well, no one years. But I guarantee you that Pat McAfee's show is doing better than the Sports Center show. He succeeded. I guarantee you that Pat McAfee's numbers are climbing. I guarantee you that Pat McAfee's show will continue to get better and better. It's just that I intend for First Take to get better and better as well. He's not in the same time slot as me. I'm not competing with him. I want Pat McAfee to be successful. And guess what? The more successful he is, the better it is for somebody like me.
Yeah.
Along with a plethora of other people.
Because
when the model is the model, when you give this, when you don't purchase the talent, you don't employ the talent, you purchase the show. That's a business model. So for people to root against that makes no sense to me. If Pat McAfee succeeds, do you have any idea how many floodgates will be open for other opportunities for other folks if Pat McAfee succeeds? What the hell are you rooting against him for? What are you rooting against him for? Now, is he in a quiet taste? Sure. Does he do things that most of us wouldn't do? Sure. But in the end, whether I agree or disagree with anything and how I feel is none of y'all damn business because that's an in-house matter, he's got my support. He's got my support from the standpoint I want his show to succeed on ESPN. It makes all of us better. And if you understand anything about business, the abundance of layoffs that took place before his arrival, those were employees or independent contractors. If you're losing money and you're trying to offset losses, you let folks go, you write it off, and you move on to a different era. And when the person that you bring in succeeds the old, and it's their business as opposed to them as an employee, then the overhead and everything that comes with it is your responsibility, not the company's, which means their liabilities are limited. That's why they made the deal they made. Whether it works out for ESPN or not remains to be seen. But make no mistake about it. Pat McAfee's my teammate at ESPN. Just like Shannon Sharp and Club Shay Shay. He's my teammate. Just like Ryan Clark in the Pivot, my teammate. I'm rooting for everybody.
Let's go.
You're a teammate of mine.
Stand on business. That nigga stand on business.
I want you to win.
Stand on business.
I'm sorry things didn't work out with Aaron Rodgers, or at least that appears to be the case. I'm a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers. I don't agree with what he alluded to, whether intentional or unintentional. Aaron Rodgers alluded. Period. I'm not saying it was intentional. I'm not saying it was vicious. I'm not labeling it or judging it accordingly. I'm saying what impact it had. Because of the impact, you apologize. And I personally think he apologized. Doesn't stop me from loving Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. Got mad love for him. Wish I could watch him on the air talking about sports, not rambling about COVID and immunization and vaccines and all of that stuff. Even though some points he was making, I heard him loud and clear, because there's a lot of people that believe, just like he believes, that our government spent a lot of time lying to us, but that's a different subject for another day. But that brother is an all-world quarterback, a future Hall of Famer, and when he wants to talk football, don't tell me we won't want to hear what he has to say. Still got love for him. Just wish he had apologized. Deeper subjects on my mind right now. Jason Whitlock. I said that name. It's not a name I've uttered. I normally don't do that, but it's necessary to do now. I've had enough of that fat bastard. That piece of shit. And I want to make sure that before I go to break, I want anyone out there who watches me, anyone out there who knows me, anyone out there, no matter what you think of me, I want you to remember, I never talk about him. I never talk about my colleagues. I don't do that. This is a first. But it's necessary. And when I say don't talk about them, I don't mean don't talk about them literally. I don't get in on them like I'm about to do now.
That nigga said go up past
and ask for his forgiveness and understanding in advance, because he's not. I did the same when I emailed the bosses at ESPN. This is my podcast. I own and operate this. I do what I want on this podcast. But it doesn't mean that I still don't harbor a responsibility to at least give my daytime employers a heads up as to what I'm about to do.
You're a professional.
My sisters, my nieces and nephews, my boys in the industry.
My boys, like your boy.
Everybody that I could reach out to in time has been warned. It's time for me to address this. I'm only going to do it once. Because this bastard is worth less than a damn cockroach.
Hold on, I need some flex bombs. Hold on. I need some flex bombs. I just need to, bro. This shit is so good, bro, that like, hold on, oh my God, what the fuck, bro? I need some flex bombs, bro. I need some flex bombs, nigga. This nigga wildin', bro. Bro. That nigga bombing, bro. That nigga's on. Hold on. Oh shit. That nigga shooting, bro. That nigga shooting. That nigga shooting,
Wanted
bro.
my attention. He's got it. The Stephen A. Smith show. Don't touch that doll. We'll get rid. We'll deal with the fat bastard himself right now. Let's roll.
No, thank you. I don't smoke or drink or curse or do drugs anymore. I'm rehabilitated.
What's that? What you putting the desk box on my desk for?
He got a box. He got a history box. Okay, what's going on? Oh shit.
What? I like it.
He got a book. He got his book.
It works.
Shout out to that nigga. That nigga got his book. Nigga promoted his book.
Stephen A. in paperback, straight shoot.
That nigga like, I love that he's not even bad. He's just like flowing. Like, yo, this nigga Steve A. Smith is good. He's good, bro.
I haven't gotten over that picture.
That nigga like a professional academic. I'm sorry to God, that nigga remind me of academic. That nigga awesome, bro. I fucking love him.
I must say
So you got his book? Oh shit.
Bestseller. I'll hold on to this. Hope you go out and get it.
I'ma get it, bro.
Thank y'all so
I'ma
much
get
for
it.
the love and support.
I gotta support you,
Be
bro.
here without you.
I'ma go to bar.
Thank you.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show.
Shit wanna sniff my butt. What the fuck, bro? Don't sniff my butt. Stay away from my butt, dude.
Rogers about Jimmy Kimmel, which initially
What the
that are really hoping that list doesn't come out. That's what he had said. Couldn't find it for some reason. I apologize. Let me get back to the subject at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, as a black man sitting in this seat, the level of vitriol is something that I understand 99.99% of the time. You're a former player and you want to crucify me, that's fine. You're somebody that was involved in some kind of public incident that I had to speak on, whether you're the wife or ex-girlfriend or some of a former player or whatever, I get it.
Up on the tables or what?
You're a present day athlete and you don't like my evaluation of what
Same thing.
On the table?
But I swear to you, on everything that I love, it's not personal. I'm a sports reporter and sports commentator. That is what I have been throughout my career. It is my responsibility to tell you what I see through my lens, how I feel about it, what my perspective is, etc. It's not like I'm sitting at home.
Searching for the best aesthetics for your videos.
To touch on anything, but I feel the need to invoke and ingratiate my thoughts, opinions, etc., upon the world. I actually get paid to do this. And because of that, sometimes my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings, etc., are things that you would not like. But I have never lied to you. Ever. If I wrote a story or I wrote an article, it's based on the It is rare that I talk about myself on a personal level because my personal life is not anybody's business and I don't get into other people's personal life. It's not something that I do. Many figures, not unlawful things or anything like that, but there's plenty of situations, Michael, Sherry, Juvie, where I've seen certain things and I turned a blind eye and a deaf ear to it because it's none of my business. And one of the other, and I might have an obligation to speak on it because it's in the news or whatever, but I don't.
Oh, I'm smoking on some pink runs, but right now we calling it the Jason Whitlock pack. We basically like Stephen A. Smith is roasting the shit out of him, bro. Like, yeah, he really roasted him. But I'm about to burn it right now, actually, since you mentioned it.
Alex. Once humanity comes into play, that's a given. Here's the other. That's not real work. Think about this for a second. I'm supposed to be covering sports, but I'm making. That's you finding some slick way to get a check. That's Jason Whitlock.
Because of your cloud chaser, bro. Damn.
That's who the hell he is.
That's crazy, bro.
Now, I have sat back for years, at least 9 to 10 years, saying absolutely nothing. I never uttered the words fat bastard out of my mouth until a few months ago. It's necessary. Excuse me. Because you see, if you listen to the fat bastard, I didn't play high school ball, even though my coach's name was Harvey Stoller. It was Thomas A. Edison Vocational and Technical High School. I played there my senior year. I was in a technology. Dropped 27 points and got a scholarship because the coach came calling me after that and what happened. Even though it's on the books, just call the university. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an honorary doctorate member. I have an honorary doctorate from Winston-Salem State University because of my contributions to Winston-Salem State. I'm called Dr. Smith.
Let's go.
Has something to also do with the contributions that I make because I believe about upliftment. I'm an ambassador for HBCU Week, and I partner and others to generate over 10,000 scholarships in excess of over $65 million scholarships for African Americans.
Let's go.
But this man will tell you I'm wrong. He even went so far as to say my autobiography, where I talk about my mother, my father, at ESPN.
Being able to integrate.
I didn't write it. I didn't write my own memoir, which, by the way, is a New York Times bestseller. Something he wouldn't know anything about. Did you know that it's now on paperback?
First of all, let me just mute up. Yo, shout outs to Old Bag Nilla for coming in the chat. He first said, "You sniffing ass, bro." Oh, is my transmission not good? Hold on. Let me restart.